I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't continue to spend 48 hours a week of my life doing things I didn't enjoy, being around people I would never choose to be around normally, cringing every single time the phone rang because I knew whoever was on the other end, I didn't want to talk to them regardless. It was time to jump.
Every successful person in this world has jumped. I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. You are going to have to jump. You cannot just exist in this life. You have got to try to live. If you are waking up thinking that there's got to be more to your life than it is, man, believe that it is. Believe in your heart of hearts that it is. But to get to that life, you're going to have to jump.
Taking my freedom, putting it in my car. Wherever I choose to go, it won't take me far. Living my life like it's golden. 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 Living my life like it's golden.
What up, guys? It's Bo. You here, I'm here, we here. Let's vibe. I was completely unfulfilled working in corporate America. And like, to everybody else, corporate America sounds like success, but I was completely miserable, unfulfilled. I didn't enjoy the politics, the cattiness, the passive aggressiveness. Like, it was not for me. And before I had made this decision, I would get frustrated with myself because I felt like I was never motivated to do anything or be good. I couldn't understand why I couldn't get in the groove of like wanting to be good at this. Like, I wanted to want it, but I just didn't. And I could say the same for everything else in my life. Everything else in my life that I've done up until this point, I can say the same thing for. Like, I got it done just for the simple fact that my name was attached to it, and I can't live with being bad at anything. Like, my competitive nature just won't allow me to suck at anything. So, for instance, basketball. I played basketball since I was 5 years old. And to be honest, I never said this out loud, but ball was not life. Like, I was good at it, and I was good enough to get a scholarship and afford me an opportunity to get my education paid for without coming out of school with a bunch of debt. But basketball was literally something I did. It wasn't something I loved. And I used to want to be the one that would want to go to the gym extra hours and put up extra shots and do extra workouts. But no matter how much I tried to convince myself, like, I didn't enjoy going to practice. I didn't enjoy going to weights. The only positive thing I got out of that was I loved playing in the games because I was competitive. I enjoy winning, the competitive nature of it, and then you get to showcase your skill. But the work that you have to put in to be great at it, I wasn't willing to do, and that would frustrate me. I've had three jobs. I'm 25 years old. I've had 3 jobs since, 1 in college and 2 since I've graduated college, and none of which I wanted to excel at. And it would make me nervous because it's like, well, what do you want to do with your life, Bo? Like, are you ever going to find anything that you want to be good enough at that you can see yourself doing for the rest of your life? And I'm big on self-reflection. And after reflecting, I decided that I am going to travel the world. See, I get excited just even saying that, like, which confirms to me that I'm walking in my purpose. That's what I'm meant to do. I knew there was more to life than going to work, paying bills, coming home, and repeating, just pressing the repeat button every day. Like, I refused to live the same year 40 years in a row. And I would come into contact with people who had done that and realize that they had nothing to show for their life for the past 40 years. And I looked at them and I knew exactly what I didn't want to be, you know? So with that being said, it was time to make a change. They say if you do what you love, you never have to work a day in your life. And traveling is my absolute passion. Like, I love waking up in a city that I've never been in. I love meeting people that live in a different way than me that I can learn something from. I just love the adventure of it and the spontaneity. Like, you may get lost, but getting lost may lead you to like the most fire Lebanese restaurant you've ever had in your life. I don't know, I just picked Lebanese because it was the first thing that came to mind. But just the enjoyment of appreciating every single day of your life. And I really feel like you have the most to learn from people that are completely different from you. And traveling is like celebrating everyone. Traveling and exploring new cultures is celebrating everyone's differences and wanting to learn from them. Like, I really enjoy learning new things, and I feel like you can learn the most from people you have absolutely nothing in common with. And that also helps you realize that even though we are all different all around the world, we're all here for the same reason, and we all want the same thing. Like, everyone wants their family to be secure. Everyone wants to enjoy what they're doing with their life. Everyone wants to be fulfilled and express themselves in the highest way possible. And I feel like if everybody focused on that more so than the differences or the what appears to be different on the surface, everybody be a little nicer to each other. There'd be a little bit more compassion in the world, you know? Like, you can learn something from everybody. And I think I try my best to take that approach. Like, just because someone is different than me or doesn't have the same interests doesn't make their interest any less valid than mine. And maybe they can spark a new interest in me just by having a simple conversation. And just collecting cool experiences. Like, you can collect material things. Like, you can, I'm not gonna sit here and stunt like I don't like a nice pair of Nikes. There's always gonna be things to buy. But if you don't take the opportunity, you'll pass up things to actually do. And I want to continue to collect cool experiences, like scuba diving in the Great Barrier Reef, taking desert safaris in Dubai, zip lining through the forests of Thailand, or riding elephants in Thailand. And I can't do that sitting behind some old musty, dusty cubicle. Like, it just ain't gonna happen. So I've lived overseas before. I lived in Australia for 7 months, and I absolutely loved the experience. And the only reason I even came back to America was because I was engaged. And so even leaving Australia, I had the mindset like, okay, well, I'm gonna go be an adult now. You know, I'm gonna go get married, I'm gonna get a job, you know, save money to buy a house or start paying bills. Like, I was just extremely unenthused about it. But I thought, I was trying to convince myself that that's what I wanted. But I was going about it completely wrong, because I was trying to convince myself to want the things society says I should want, which is a husband, a house, a car, you know, some kids, dog. Well, I have a dog, he's great. But I was trying to convince myself to want a life that wasn't for me. So after unsuccessfully trying to convince myself that I wanted this life, after several months, I decided to end my engagement. Was it one of the hardest decisions of my life? Yes. But would I have been happy had I not done it? No. So after ending my engagement, I immediately started looking for opportunities to go back overseas. Of course, I didn't want to go back to Australia. I originally had picked Australia because, one, I've always wanted to live overseas, but I wanted to kind of take a baby step. So in Australia, they speak English. Their culture is extremely similar to ours. But of course, it has different cultural nuances, but it wouldn't be as much of a culture shock versus if I went somewhere that didn't speak my language or had absolutely none of the same things that I was used to. So I lived in Australia for 7 months as an au pair, and like I said, it was an amazing experience. So I wanted to find something again that would allow me to be stationary overseas somewhere, but also afford me the opportunity to travel to different places. Australia's like all the way at the bottom of the world by itself, so your options of traveling are very limited as far as like cost effectiveness. So with that being said, I called my cousin who lives in Saudi Arabia. She works for I won't put all her business out there, but she works for a very well-to-do company. Basically, she got all the overseas job plugs. So I hit her up and I was like, cuz, help me out. I want to go back overseas again, because she was the one who gave me the idea to be an au pair in Australia in the first place. So I was like, cuz, help me out. You know, I wanna go back overseas. What you got? What's my options? You know. And so she just started rolling off a few things, gave me a few options. Shout out to her, because she is literally like one of my biggest role models. Like, she's traveled all over the world. You know, she's one of the first ones in my family to even go overseas. Like, that's not common. That's not a common thing in my family. Me and her, and now my younger cousin, her sister, we're kind of the only ones that have experienced that, you know. And that's not the norm for, you know, people like me. So after narrowing my options down, I decided we're taking our talents to space. That's right, guys. Okay, so I decided I'm gonna move to Ibiza. Yes, the Ibiza, party island, blah blah blah, whatever else it's called. That's where I'm going, and I'm so freaking excited. So the program that I'm going over there with is called Language Cultural Assistance of America. So basically the title of the job will be an auxiliarist, and which is an English teaching, the assistant to the English teacher. So am I going over there for the purpose of teaching? No, I don't really want to be a teacher, but I love kids. And the pay cut is extremely significant, but once again, I can stay here and make money and, you know, accumulate things, or I can go over there, take a pay cut, and collect experiences. And experiences right now to me have a much greater value. Also, the cost of living over there is way, well, not way lower, but it's more affordable to live over there, so it's not that big a deal. And like I said in a previous video, I've adopted the concept of minimalism. So I've downsized my closet and my possessions a lot. With that being said, I don't need much. So the program doesn't start till October 1st, but with the whole, you have to, like, the whole visa process and getting your visa, like, I couldn't get an appointment until later, which is going to push back the time that I can go. So I'm probably not going to go until mid-October, but still. So I moved back in with my parents. I've been saving all of my money, like, once again, not buying anything frivolous, only buying the things that I need. And then I quit my job a month in advance. I could have stayed and collected the extra 2 paychecks, but whatever, I'm abundant. I have everything I need. I couldn't do it anymore, guys. Like, I really just had to go. Like, my soul was like withering away, like staying in that place. I couldn't do it any longer. Plus, I just wanted to take that month to just enjoy my family, relax, get everything together that I wanted, that I want to, you know, do before I go to Spain, you know, get all my ducks in a row. And I didn't want to have to worry about, once again, splitting my time between the job and doing what I actually want to be doing. Like, I'm not settling anymore. So I know you're wondering, like, girl, ain't you scared? Like, you know, female traveler traveling by yourself. And of course, you know, you have those doubts in the back of your head, but the alternative, which would be me staying here and just like working a job the rest of my life, that scares me way more than traveling alone. So no, I'm going. And on top of ignoring the doubts in my head, I also have to like push away other people's doubts. So like when I started telling people that I'm going to Spain, of course they started projecting all of their limitations onto me. Like, what if you run out of money? Or haven't you seen the movie Taken? Like, are you sure that's something you want to do? And people always reference the movie Taken when you're a female and you're saying you're about to go out of town. Like, anything can happen to you anywhere. Like, we live in America. Like, it's a whole bunch of crazy people in America. Like, if I go into the wrong parts of Dallas, like, I could get kidnapped. You know what I mean? So if I let the fear of something happen to me keep me from experiencing the rest of the world or going basically just going off what the media has told me that place is like, and giving you one perspective, which, you know, may not even be accurate. Like, that just limits you, and I refuse to be limited. Or then people also ask, like, aren't you gonna miss your family? And I'm like, of course I'm gonna miss my family. Like, I'm gonna miss my nieces and my nephews, and it's my youngest brother's senior year of basketball. Like, I'm gonna miss that. Like, of course I'm gonna miss it, but I can't put my life on hold to watch everybody else live theirs, you know? And I love them to death. And oh my gosh, you guys, my family is so amazing, and I'm trying not to cry. They're so supportive of me and of everything that I want to do, and they understand, you know. And just having that support from them is really great. But on top of that, guys, my mom, my dad, and my sister are coming with me. They're flying over there with me to get me all settled in, and they're gonna go gallivanting around Europe. And I'm even excited for them to have that opportunity to travel too. So I'm really happy that they're gonna come with me. I'm so excited, and all I have secured is the job. Like, I don't know where I'm gonna live. I don't know who I'm gonna live with, roommates. I kind of have an idea of what part of the island I'm gonna live in, but that's about it. And that's fine with me. Like, once again, spontaneity, I'm okay with it. Like, I know when you expect everything to work out for the best, everything works out for the best. So I know when I get over there, everything's gonna fall into place, everything's gonna work out. I'm not gonna stress the details. It's all good. So yeah, guys, I jumped. I took that leap of faith, and I'm a firm believer now. 4 years ago, I wasn't. I probably would have stressed out about the uncertainty of it all. But now, I believe if you can see it and imagine it, you can manifest it. And if it scares you, you should do it anyway. And you don't have to know what the other side looks like. You just gotta jump and trust that there's a net under there to catch you, okay? And that's exactly what I'm doing, you guys. So I'll be recording my whole journey and just documenting it, not only for myself, but in hopes that whoever is watching it, you'll also have the courage to jump and to follow your dreams. And if I reach one person, of course, then these videos have served their purpose. So with that being said, since I've quit my 9 to 5, I will have more than enough time to post at least 2 videos a week. I'm saying this on camera to hold myself to it. 2 videos a week. So if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and press that notification so you can be updated when my new videos come up. I'm doing all this slapping, sorry. So yeah, so go ahead and press the notification if you haven't already. And if you enjoyed this video and it inspired you in any way, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I can't wait to see you guys in my upcoming videos. Stay tuned. Bye.